Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Marsha J's Medical Terminology Simplified channel. Now, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and please feel free to engage with me and my channel by liking it and or leaving comments. And that way, that'll help me to know what you'd like to know more of when it comes to medical terminology. Okay, so we're here today to talk about one of my favorite body systems called the cardiovascular system. And y'all, to me, the cardiovascular system is so unique and it is a powerful organ structure. I'm always fascinated about the structure of the heart, how it continuously pumps, and especially when people become very elderly, like 100, 102, and 104. And as many times a day that heart pumps and beats, 104 years. That's just amazing to me. It's also amazing to me how at times the heart can stop pumping, but with a little jolt or aggressive massage to the heart, it can come back to life. To understand the medical terms related to the heart, you need to know the anatomy and structure of the heart. First, there are three layers of the heart, and the first layer is the epicardium. It is the outermost layer of the heart. It is a thin layer of elastic connective tissue and fat that serves as an additional layer of protection from trauma or friction for the heart. Second layer is the myocardium. The myocardium is the middle layer of the walls of the heart. It is composed of cardiac muscle, and that is an involuntary muscle. The cardiac muscle is responsible for the contractility of the heart and its pumping action. And last layer is the endocardium. The endocardium is the innermost layer of the heart. It lines the heart's chambers and valves and protects the heart. The endocardium keeps the blood flowing through the heart. Though I am by no means an expert in anatomy and physiology, but I believe that you do have to have a solid foundation in learning the basics of anatomy and physiology in order to understand any and all of the body systems, which then leads you to understanding medical terminology in these systems, such as the cardiovascular system. Again, this is especially important for those who are students, whether you're a nursing student, a med student, even one studying to become a medical coder. You most definitely have to have a strong foundation and a good understanding of anatomy and physiology. So here are a couple of views of the heart. You have the interior view over here on the right, and on the left is the anterior view of the heart. The heart is divided into four chambers, which consists of an upper chamber, and the upper chamber consists of the right atrium, displayed here, as well as the left atrium. And this is the interior view, the right atrium, left atrium. The anterior view, here is the right atrium and the left atrium. Next, you have the lower chambers of the heart, which consists of the right ventricle, displayed here, as well as the left ventricle. right ventricle, left ventricle. And their functions are to pump blood from the heart. The right ventricle pumps blood to the lungs, also known as the pulmonary circulation. As you see here, the left pulmonary artery, the right pulmonary veins, the pulmonic valve, these are all the pulmonary circulation, or the lungs. And to pump blood to the lungs for oxygenation, and the left ventricle pumps oxygenated blood to the entire body. Deoxygenated blood from the body returns to the right atrium by way of two large veins. The first one is called the superior vena cava, this blue right here. It's pronounced superior vena cava, and it collects and carries blood from the upper body and you have the inferior vena cava just down here, and it collects and carries blood from the lower body. Here are a few medical terms related to the cardiovascular system. The cardiovascular system has an array of medical terms, but I will go over just a few of the terms in the next couple of slides. I may also make the cardiovascular system a 2 or 3 part series since there's so many terms to learn and go over. So the first one is the term atrium. Atrium is one of those words I mentioned in one of my previous videos where the word is spelled the same, pronounced the same, but have completely different definitions. You have the atrium of the ear as well as the atrium of the heart, which is what we're discussing in the cardiovascular system. And the atrium is defined as the upper chamber of each half of the heart. Now, you see why I went over a partial segment of the anatomy of the heart in the previous slide? The atrium is located in the upper chamber of the heart. Next, there's angioplasty. The prefix angio means blood vessel, and the suffix plasty means surgical repair. So angioplasty is defined as surgical repair of a blood vessel. Cardiomegaly. Cardio means heart, and the suffix megaly means enlargement. So cardiomegaly is defined as enlargement of the heart. Next, we have phlebitis. It is pronounced phlebitis. And as we've gone over in previous videos, the suffix itis always means inflammation. And the prefix phleb means vein. So phlebitis is defined as inflammation of a vein. Tachycardia. It is pronounced tachycardia. The prefix tachy means rapid. And of course, cardia means heart. So tachycardia is defined as a rapid heart rate. The next term is the complete opposite of tachycardia, which is bradycardia, which means slow heart condition or slow heart rate. And finally, we have on this slide, we have aortostenosis. It is pronounced aortostenosis. And aorta is the aorto, the prefix aorto means the aorta. And the aorta is the largest artery in the human body. The suffix stenosis always means narrowing. So aortostenosis is defined as narrowing of the aorta. Other cardiovascular terms you may hear are some of the words I have here below. The first one being the prefix thrombo. Throm as the prefix with the combining vowel of O, which means blood clot. The medical term used, thrombolysis, it is pronounced thrombolysis, means destruction or separation of a blood clot, while the suffix lysis always means breakdown, separation, destruction. Next term or prefix is sclero. Scler with combining vowel of O or A means hardening. Now you have to be a little careful with this one, meaning that the prefix of SCLERO or SCLERA in its prefix form is defined as hardening, but using sclera, SCLERA, as a root word has a complete different meaning. It is defined as your eyeball. I just kind of wanted to point that one out because that can be a little tricky. So the medical term used using sclero is arteriosclerosis. It is pronounced arteriosclerosis. And arteriosclerosis is defined as hardening of the arteries. Next up is myo. Myo always means muscle. And the medical term used, myocardial, it is pronounced myocardial, means pertaining to the heart muscle. Next, endo, the prefix endo with the combining vowel of O, always means within. And the medical term used, endocarditis, means inflammation of the tissues lining the inside of the heart and heart valves. And last, we have the prefix of cyano. It is pronounced cyano. And cyano in its prefix means blue. And the medical term used, cyanosis, is defined as condition in which the oxygen supply is restricted, causing the skin to look blue. I'll be coming back for part 2 of the cardiovascular system to discuss medical terms for some conditions and or diseases of the cardiovascular system, as well as giving you common drug names and or medications or devices that are used for various cardiovascular conditions. Again, y'all, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. See you soon.